Well, hello there folks. First of all, I'd like to say thank you for giving us 1,500 subscribers. And I thought today, it is a nice snowy day, I will create a folk tale. But let's talk about that, and let's talk about 1,500 subs. First of all, I'd like to say thank you. I know both Egil and I are very, very pleased that you're giving us 1,500 subs. In the words of Egil, who'd have thought it, and stay groovy. Now, today, I am attempting something completely new. I'm going to create a folk tale right now and right here. Not been created in my mind yet, and the folk tale is based on the character that Egil created, called a cat called Dave. Now, today's folk tale, as I sit here, or in this case I stand, I'll hop there, hoppity hoppity, Bragi. I'm going to create a folk tale called The Cat Called Dave and the Magic Ring. Oh yes, this is going to be very funny. Now one day, the old cat, his name was Dave, he was a super miracle cat. He was out walking along the road, whistling a song. I can't whistle, so I'm just going to hum, whistling a song or pretending to. And so he was walking down the road and he came across a very strange sight. He came across a man who could not get his trousers on. And this man said, hey up youth, I said, I'm having trouble today. I said, I can't get my trousers on. And the cat called Dave thought, well, what's all this about? You can't get trousers on. Look, I'm a cat, I don't wear trousers. And so the man thought, oh, so you think I shouldn't wear trousers? Oh, I'm not saying that, said the cat. What I'm saying is you could make your own mind up. And so eventually, with the cat and the man, we will call this man Neo, they managed to get his trousers on. And then Neo opened his pouch up, he had a lovely pouch, and he said, would you like a bit of meat? I want to sit down on this nice log. And so they both sat down. And they got talking, you know. The cat called Dave said, hello, I'm a cat, I'm called Dave. Apparently I'm mythical and magical. And the other man said, well, I'm Neo, I'm a farmer. But today I'm not a farmer, I'm actually on a mission. Some kind of a strange quest. That's very suddenly at this. The cat's ears perked up because he loved strange quests. He said, well, what are you looking for? He says, I'm looking for some magic box. I don't know what's in it, but I've been told it's very magical. And it's up north in an old abandoned castle. But beware, for it is said that there are some undead creatures that live in it. Oh, I'm not sure about that, said Dave the cat. That sounds like a load of rubbish to me, but I got nothing on. Do you want a hand? Well, at first, Neo, he stroked his big beard. It was a grey beard, and he had a lovely, lovely red cloak, not like this blue one. And, you know, he said, hopping about, he was a bit lively. You know, if they invented coffee in the Dark Ages, he definitely had some, but he hadn't. He was just one of these lively people. He says, oh, go on then, mate. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. And so, cat called Dave and Neo, they set up north. And very suddenly they came to an inn. But it was a strange, strange inn. For it had 2 floors. You know, the cat called Dave said, I've never seen a house with 2 floors before. And, you know, Nell said it must be some kind of Frankish or some kind of Rus kind of a Viking idea, I don't know. Anyway, they both went in and they found the landlord and he said, you're very nice, what a wonderful place you have. How come you got 2 floors? And the landlord said, well, I'm a bit eccentric. And when I built the place, I wanted 2 buildings, but they kind of built them on top of each other. So there you go. Strange things happen, I guess. And whilst they was there, they met a man. His name was Eirik. Eirik, the man of many axes, he said. And he said, I'm bored and said, I'm looking for adventure, and do you know of any? And, well, Dave the cat said, well, I'm on an adventure with this man called Neo to look for this magic box, and we don't know what's in it. Ain't that magical? And he said, I'll join you for 1 shilling. But they had a problem there, because both the cat Dave and Neo were poor. But they did manage to do a bit of work for the landlord, because he heard about this troll family that lived close by, and he wanted dealings. He wanted them dealt with. And so he set about, as it gets dark here, you know, he told to Dave, if you sort those trolls out, you know, I'll give you a shilling and your board's free and some mead. What more do you want? And so Neil, he got his longbow, famous for longbows was Neil, and Dave managed to persuade this Iric, because he had many axes and he was bored, to come along as well, so fundamentally paying for his own work, to go along and deal with these trolls. And as always, these trolls lived under a kind of a bridge with a bit of a cave in it. And I thought, well, how are we going to deal with these trolls? And then Neil, he came up with a very clever idea. He said, well, why don't we just get a load of rocks and just rock them in? They can't come out there and bother nobody. Good idea, said Dave. Deals with it temporary, and we get going to look for your magical box. What more do you want? And so they got a load of stones. They got some smoke first outside and wafted the smoke in, which made the trolls a bit sleepy. Clever that. And they got a load of stones, and they started to stone up the entrance to the cave, and they kind of threw stones in as well to make it a bit more difficult for the trolls to get out. And eventually they got the stones so compacted with whacking them with axes and whacking them again, and Neil luckily had a hammer in his bag and he was hammering away, and they got bits of wood, bits of old sheep fur, and stuck it all in the cracks, and it became marvellously set and so solid it could never be knocked down by anything. And then, of course, Dave, being magical, he did a spell on the old thing. He says, in the name of the gods, may this door never be opened no more. And very suddenly it became a magical door. And they went back to the old inn, the one with 2 floors, and they said, oh, we don't want your trolls, we want some free mead. And so they got some. They had a lovely night, and on the next day the 3 companions of the searcher for the box of mystery all went on their way together. Dave the cat, I'm Dave the cat, I'm a bit of a, you know, cockney southerner, you know, bit of a southern cat, deep voice, you know what I mean, mate? And then they had old Neil, he was well known for being a bowman, and Iric, he of many axes, and they set off. And they started walking for days and for leagues, that's like miles, but a bit shorter, until eventually they came to the place, the moor of the undead. It is said to be a place where battle took place, and ghosts and spooks are seen. That of the Draugr are often known to live there. And of course in the middle of it was this old castle. Some say it was older than the hills, though I very much doubt that, because I know that hills are very old and castles are generally a lot younger. And so they set about. Dave, he had a magical knife, and at first there was no trouble. They searched around, they searched here, they searched there. They indeed looked everywhere, and no sign of the Draugr could be seen. In fact, they saw a cow, it was very lean, and they carried on walking up the hill until a time that dust stood still. And then eyes were seen here and there. A wild Draugr stood and stared, and he, Dave the cat, charged forward, knife in hand and with an axe. And battle commenced. Draugr fought Dave, the super miracle cat. Had Dave been so fast and wonderful claws he had in his hands, he won. But I expect the hope of his magical knife kind of gave him a hand, and the Draugr all dropped dead. No more heroes, no more sagas, and Dave and the 2 companions, Neil, he that lights the bow, and good old Iric of many axes, got to the top. But things weren't quite simple, because they found a room, but there was no way in, until Dave realised the that only magic could gain entrance. And so he found a little crack in the door and he scuffed his knife in and he said some words, unspoken words, for magic must sometimes be kept, folks. And suddenly a window and a door appeared and Dave the cat was able to go in. And they found on the altar the box, decorated in bone and carved with scenes of battles and times gone by. And they opened it and they found 3 magical items. The first was a silk undertunic, and this was given to Niall, for Niall needed it. He was a proper Viking, and this made him pretty tough. In fact, no knife could touch him. The next gift inside was a hood. It was no ordinary hood, for this hood made the bearer have the ability to throw an axe and get an axe back. How in the gods did that work? No idea. And then the last item was the ring, and this went to Dave the cat, the mythical cat. What this ring did, whoa, it made him invincible and long-lasting life. It sounds wonderful to me, and I do love a bit of gold and a bit of silver. The end of the tale as I creep away with my sea axe and my axe. And I thank you for liking this story. Enjoy the scene of Northworthy with snow, for it is often rare. And as I dare you say, stay groovy and leave a comment. Always put your knife away before you walk, and your axe, because you do not want to drop them. Both cost coin, and coin costs work. It is essential in this weather to wear a cloak. Keeps you lovely and warm. And why don't people wear cloaks anymore? It doesn't make sense to me. I mean, yes, you know, you'd be warm, you may look a bit of a plonker, but there you go.